Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Iron Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, Gold Company Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Ghana Link, who are the operators of the Integrated Customs Management Systems, and Meridian Port Services. This program is also powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This week we are discussing the E-Levy, and we're looking at how it's going to be applicable to the port and shipping business. We had in the studios two members of the E-Levy Technical Committee who shed more light on how applicable the E-Levy is going to be on the port and shipping business. Let's take a listen.
I just want to find out from you, walk us through once again, those that are supposed to be charged, how much are you supposed to send in order to attract the E-Levy?
We'll look at the transfers that are covered within the E-Levy. Ordinarily, when you make a transfer from your account to another person who...
That's from your Momo wallet.
From your Momo wallet. So let's call them the electronic money issuers. In this case, that would be the MTN, the Vodafone Cash, Airtel, ZPay, and the likes. So when you make a transfer from MTN to another person who is also on MTN. The levy applies. We'll look at the exclusions or the exemptions within this.
Absolutely.
So when you also make another transfer from your wallet, say Vodafone, to a recipient who is also on another platform or another network.
Not on Vodafone.
Not on Vodafone,
So let's say from Vodafone to Airtel, or to what do we call it, MTN.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that it's a different electronic money issuer. Then we also look at from transfers that happen from a bank account and then it ends on a Momo wallet.
Right.
So when you make a transfer from your bank account to someone else who has a mobile money account, that also the levy also is applicable within that transaction. And the reverse can also be said when you make a transfer from your mobile money wallet to the bank account. It is also in scope for the application of the levy. Then the last one would be a transfer from bank to bank. However, it has to originate from an individual. And then the means that we are using is that it has to be via an instant pay digital application or platform.
Right.
What this means is that if you have an internet banking or a mobile app, and then you make a transfer from that bank account using that instant digital mobile app that you have to someone else, we currently, the minister has given the bank threshold for that transaction to be 20,000 cedis cumulative for the day.
Yeah.
So what this means is that if I make a transfer of, say, 10,000 in the morning using my bank application, and I won't be charged the levy. That same day, if I make a transfer of, say, 15,000 cedis to another person using the same application that I have, I will be charged 1.5% on the 5,000 because I would have exceeded my daily limit of 20,000.
Yeah.
So basically, this is the scope of the levy for transfers.
Okay.
There are some specific transfers that are excluded. Okay. So the very first one is that your first 100 Ghana for the day, cumulatively. By cumulative, we are talking about all the accounts and wallets you own across. Cumulatively, 100 Ghana a day is tax-free. The E-Levy doesn't apply. But there's one good catch there. Because we have not gone the common platform route, it means that each day, all the SIMs that you have, you end up getting 100 Ghana for each SIM, which is a benefit that the public is getting. And normally when they are getting benefit, they don't cry. But there's a benefit for each SIM or each bank account, you are getting 100 Ghana cedis. And also for bank transfers of 20,000 a day, that is also cumulative for all the accounts, bank accounts that you own, not per account. Because we are not yet on the common platform, that also becomes a benefit per account to customers between now and 1st July. The next exclusion is transfer to yourself. And by transfer to yourself, the identity behind your account should be the Ghana card. So between now and 1st of July, we expect the general public to update their Ghana card re-registration, the same re-registration with their Ghana card. They should also do same with their bank account. update their records with the banks. So that come 1st July, when the common platform is now being the monitoring and adjudication, you will get those exemptions or those exclusions. The third one is payment of taxes and charges and fees on the Ghana.gov platform or any other designated government of Ghana payment platform. Those are also excluded. Then the fourth one being the specified merchant payments. That is where you take advantage of the payment service provided by the telcos or the banks. By this, we are talking about the POSs, the GHQR. We are talking about payment with the cards, the debit and the credit cards online. We are talking about using the short code for some specific payment. You go to some businesses, they have a special short code you use to pay. For our utilities, water, they have a special short code you use to pay. They all fall under this category of the specified merchant payment. But the catch there is that the merchant should also be registered with the Ghana Revenue Authority for income tax or VAT in order to qualify.
So let me come to you. I'm now zooming into our sector proper. I'm asking for importers and exporters who depend heavily on more transactions to pay their duties and do other transactions within our sector. How does the E-Levy apply to them?
So ordinarily for an import sector, we can break down all the payments into three criteria. So let's look at it from the shipping and logistics. So as an importer, you would make arrangements and then pay the shipping company for that matter. Then you can also look at it from the customs clearance process. The duties that you pay goes directly to the government of Ghana. Then we can also look at it from the perspective of the custom broker, who then you would have to pay a commission. The custom broker,
yes, okay,
or the agent.
As the freight forwarders, yeah.
Yes. So typically for that agent, you would then pay a fee for that service that the person has rendered to you. So when we then skew into the specifics for the shipping company, we can then treat it as part of what we call in the law specified merchant payment. The question is that, is the shipping company registered with the GRA for either income tax or VAT? If that is the case, then the payments that you make to that merchant or that shipping company wouldn't attract the levy. Now, for the customs procedure, that is the duties and the levies that you pay to the government of Ghana, in the law, it is also captured in that transfer for the payment of taxes, fees, and charges via the Ghana.gov platform or any designated government of Ghana payment service platform is exempt from the levy. So in this case, the levy that you are paying, or let's say the duties that you are paying via or through the Ghana.gov platform makes the entire process for the customs exempt or free from the levy. Then the third one would be the fee or the service charge that the agent or the custom broker would then have to charge you for rendering that services. So typically it works the same way with regards to the specific merchant payment. If the agency is registered with the GRA for either income tax or VAT, then that payment you make to that broker or that custom broker would be exempt of the levy. So ordinarily, when you itemize this scenario, the entire import process into these phases, the shipping, then the custom clearance, and then that of the custom agent or brokers, you can then see where ordinarily the levy won't apply in any of them.
Since 1st of May, this is the second week we are entering. What are some of the issues that have come up since you started the implementation effectively?
Right, so it is the 8th day of the implementation of the levy. We started on the 1st May, and then as a result, there have been a few technical glitches here and there. But then as compared to the overall implementation of the levy, I would say that it has been successful. The issue that we had was with regards to people transferring money from what we call the off-net transactions. Basically, what this means is that if you're on a network, say MTN, and then you're making a transfer from MTN to another network, say Vodafone or Airtel, instead of not being taxed when you make a transfer less than 100 cedis, we realized that some entities or some charging entities were charging individuals for making transfers below the 100 cedis. So That is something that was drawn to our attention, and then we engaged the charging entities to have it rectified.
And so you are very certain that this has stopped?
Right. So it is something that we anticipate seeing in the coming days, but then once it is rectified, we don't anticipate it happening again.
We also had one that we anticipated where you are making a transfer to yourself, but off net, and you get charged. We made arrangement that if you fall in that category, you can request for a refund of the levy that had been deducted, and that is also proceeding nicely.
One thing that ran through most your submissions, both of you, is the off-net transactions you mentioned, and you also mentioned about the refunds. Have the refunds started going through?
Yeah, so as at the first day that we rolled out the levy, and all those who had been charged wrongfully, we've had cases where the charging entities have reported over 128,000 refunds that have been given to those who were charged wrongfully during the first day of implementation.
All right, I'm interested in the figures. Are you willing to tell us how much you've accrued so far?
I don't have the figures offhand, but on the average, one of our checks, as I told you, some of the banks are still configuring their system to come on board fully. So my expectation is that by mid of May, we will have a large segment of the charging entities all doing the charging. But the little we've seen from the charging entities who hold the majority of subscribers, that's about 70% of subscribers, their payments so far is very encouraging. We've got over 1 million Ghana cedis coming in as E-Levy just from a single charging entity.
Okay.
So our hope is that if the others should join, we probably should be able to
raise the figures.
Reasonable figure.
So those were some education there to shed more light on how applicable the E-Levy is going to be on the port and shipping business. On Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor,
I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance
for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
The Italian ambassador to Ghana and Togo, Daniela Dolandi, has assured of her country's continued support to the fight against maritime piracy and illicit activities in the Gulf of Guinea. She revealed that the Italian frigate Luigi Rizzo, which has been deployed in the Gulf for about 2 years, is expected to stay in the region till June.
The frigate is here to fight against piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. It took part in multinational exercises like Obangame Express and in bilateral activities with coastal states, including Ghana. They had a joint exercise with the Ghana Navy to fight against piracy and illicit traffic and contribute to peace and stability in the Gulf of Guinea.
The commander of the Luigi Rizzo, Commander Andrea Cecchini, said the military mission forms part of the European framework for the coordinated maritime presence to help maintain peace and stability in the Gulf of Guinea.
From a statistical point of view, we can say from in 2022 the number of events has been decreasing quite a lot, so we can say with a certain degree of certainty that the coastal state with the community, with the international community effort are on the right path to improve the maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea and the security of the sea line of communication, which is important to use the sea for the well-being of the nations.
The Italians made this known during a donation of medical equipment to Ghana's Ministry of Health at the port of Tema on May 4. The donation comprised of 6 intensive care beds, an analysis lab chair, an ultrasound computer tomography, 10 multi-parameter monitors, and other medical accessories. The naval ship served as the conduit for the humanitarian aid to Ghana's health sector. The Minister of Health, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, explained that the aid will go a long way to give a boost to Ghana's health sector.
These beds you see here are ICU beds, intensive care unit. The equipment, we don't have many in our system. And I believe it will go so much, very, very far and deep in our intensive care service delivery, in our teaching hospitals and in our lower facilities, the regions and the districts. There are not very many. The commander said that they don't have much space in this huge ship. People have carried a lot to us.
The board chairman of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Isaac Osei, has praised the world-class facilities at the International Maritime Hospital in Tema. Isaac Osei, who was appointed chairman of the board of directors of GPHA in 2021, said the facilities at IMaH are comparable to the best around the world, and Ghanaians should choose it as their hospital of choice.
Even some of the equipment they have is in very few hospitals anywhere in the world. And I commend, that hospital to various clinics and smaller hospitals, so that they can refer patients there. And for those of us who are getting on, I think it's a diagnostic center should be one of preference, and it's world class.
The board chairman of GPHA also expressed excitement at the efficiency of the GPHA clinic, which has been serving the employees of GPHA and the general public for decades. These remarks were made during the board's visit to the health facilities under the care of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to gain first-hand experience of operations there.
Even though this is a small facility, it looks like they are doing very, very, very well. They are doing a lot of huge things. Apart from looking after our staff, they also have other corporate and private clients. And I'm very impressed also, and I commended the general manager health for that. The place is clean. If you go into the wards, into the consulting rooms, into the stores, into the pharmacy, everywhere, it's very clean, and I'm very impressed.
The 1988-year group of the old ACHIMOTAN Association has refurbished and handed over the 2 receptions of the dialysis unit at the International Maritime Hospital to management of the hospital. The gesture follows the exceptional treatment a member of the association received at the dialysis unit prior to her demise. In memory of the deceased, Miss Ivy Barbara Arthur, the 1988-year group of the old ACHIMOTAN Association, through voluntary contributions, refurbished the 2 receptions of the dialysis unit, which was the wish of the deceased. The refurbishment, which cost 60,000 Ghana cedis, included potted plants, flowers, 2 recliners, a television set, water dispenser, and sanitizer dispensers, amongst others. A member of the association, Benis Lako Natui, said, "The refurbishment is to give dialysis patients a serene and comfortable waiting area."
In the inner reception, we have recliners, 2 recliners. Recliners are just seats that can become beds. So that just before you get onto the machine, you will psych yourself up, you'll be relaxed before you go in. Another television set will be put there to relax them. There is also a book there. We believe that the hospital itself has material on this dialysis, so that those who come here will know that you have to come and dialyze does not mean that your life is condemned.
Uncle of the deceased, Frederick Amokwashi, revealed that his niece was full of praise for the services she received at IMaH.
Ivy Barbara spoke highly of this unit here, and she had been patronizing it for many, many years. If some people patronize a service and they are very well taken care of, they should try and give a little bit of help.
Dr. Adam Musa, head of administration at the International Maritime Hospital, commended the old ACHIMOTAN Association for the gesture and assured that the facility will continue to offer unparalleled health care to patients.
This is very good for IMaH. In terms of marketing, people have seen it. This is the reality. We're not out there marketing ourselves. It is the reality from the patient. The patient has spoken. We're doing the right thing. We're lifting IMaH to another level. So all of the community should know, when they come to IMaH, they will receive the best care.
Her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts.
International ports and maritime news next.
Dhl Global Forwarding, the air and ocean freight specialist of Deutsche Post DHL Group, says it has neutralized the carbon emissions of all less than container load ocean freight shipments since January 2021. DHL has reduced over 36,300 tons of tank-to-wheel carbon emissions for all LCL ocean freight shipments, port to port, by using certified sustainable marine fuels. In addition, 52,800 tons of carbon emissions related to pickup and delivery from and to the port were compensated with offsetting over the last year. Subsea 7 has reported a revenue of $1.2 billion in the first quarter of 2022, an increase of $197 million or 20% compared to the first quarter in 2021, set to reflect strong growth in the subsea and conventional business unit. According to the UK-based company, the increase in revenue is impacted by significant activity on the Sakarya project in Turkey, as well as progressed offshore work on the Seagreen offshore wind project. In order to reduce vessel emissions, Canada's Halifax Port Authority has joined the World Port Climate Initiative as an incentive provider with the International Association of Ports and Harbours Environmental Ship Index. The HPA joined the Club of International Ports committed to decarbonization and emission reduction projects on April 1, 2022, and is now offering incentives to container and ro-ro vessels that voluntarily register and meet ESI's requirements in reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Now, to some schedules of vessels in the port, those at Anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, you need to know to clear your goods from the port next. We have your comments next.
Here are some comments. This comes from Salifu in Tamale. He says, if I am using a mobile banking app and I want to transfer money from that bank through that app to an account, will I be charged E-Levy? Hi Salifu, our officials from the GRA say, transfers that do not exceed 20,000 Ghana cedis will not be E-levied, but 1.5% will be charged on any excess transfers. This one also says, what arrangements are being put in place to avert E-levy on shipping line and terminal payments done via Momo? I am asking because shipping lines and terminals are not signed on the Ghana.gov platform. Hi, our GRA officials say shipping lines will be treated as merchants once the company is registered with the GRA for income tax and VAT. In that case, once the client or importer makes payments using MomoPay, that transaction should not attract the E-levy. This one says, good evening, Iron Port. Will duty payments through mobile app, for example, the EcoBank app, attract E-levy? Our GRA official says the channel for the EcoBank app for duty payments is routed through the Ghana.gov platform, therefore does not attract E-levy.
So that's all for this week's episode of Iron Port. Thank you for watching and thanks to the entire crew. Join us same time next week.